Anyone out there? What the? What? What is that? Chandler! Chandler!
We almost died camping in the Appalachian Mountains. Terrifying.
Not so bad where I'm scaring myself to death.
All their stained glass windows. Creatures and ghosts, but there's never gonna be a way to really prove it.
Hello, is there anyone out there? Whoa!
On March 19th, 2026, YouTuber Yasko and his friend Chandler arrived at a secluded cabin deep in the Appalachian Mountains. They knew the rules of the peaks. If you hear a voice, no you didn't. If you hear a whistle, don't whistle back.
Tonight, we're going to be camping inside of this cabin way up here in the Appalachian Mountains. This might be the most terrifying location on the planet. The lore about this place is so damn terrifying. People go into this forest every single year, and some don't make it out. There are deaths that happen in this forest that people believe are tied to a string of murders. There are also reports of possible cryptid sightings and also feral people. So just keep that in mind. What was that?
I have no idea.
Hold on. Hello? Is there any feral people out there?
Brother.
What?
I don't think that's gonna work out here.
Why?
You think that they have
Oh, right, they don't have
like
these.
any electronics or anything? Like
Sorry. Feral, sorry. Anyways, this is our cabin for the night. We've been here for a few hours. We've experienced it all already, from hearing voices, whistles, things like that, branches breaking, all the sorts. We're so secluded, by the way. We're so far in the mountains. I'm talking no service, nobody around to help us if anything goes wrong. And we're going to be spending the next couple days here. So
the atmosphere turns hostile as soon as the sun dips below the horizon. Yasko starts a spirit box session and the device immediately crackles with a violent warning. It tells them the bad ones are coming and commands them not to stay.
Will was killed northeast.
The bad ones are coming.
The bad ones are coming. Yeah. Bro, I'm hearing things. My spirit box just said, Will was killed and the bad ones are coming.
Drug overdose.
Bro, what the? Dude, there's scratching on the cabin right now.
Scratching on the cabin?
Do not stay.
It just said, do not stay.
What is going on? Do not stay on the...
Oh my gosh. Look what we have to get through just to get to the cabin itself. Oh. Chandler, what? Chandler, what did you hear up here? Yeah, I'm coming. So that's what it looks like behind. Oh my gosh. It's me.
Would you like to come in?
I would love to.
Okay, can you push on the door?
Yes.
Okay.
Hey. Holy man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hurt you.
Huh?
It just said I can hurt you. Okay.
Well, I don't like that.
Before we continue, look at the responses I've gotten on this thing. So, Will was killed. The bad ones are...
Deep in the woods, miles from the nearest road, the sound of a church choir begins to echo through the trees. It shouldn't be there, but the singing grows louder and more distorted as they move off trail. There isn't a single light in the valley to explain the music.
church choir.
Chandler, hold this for a sec. Can you see my phone?
Yeah.
I want to record this on my phone just in case.
No joke, it sounds like a church choir.
Guys, we are in the Appalachian Mountains right now. On my life, we hear singing. Like, look around us right now. Bro, that's singing on my life. Dude.
What the heck?
Bro, on my life, that's singing.
Yes. I've heard there's a bunch of abandoned churches in this forest. Like, I swear, I don't know why it sounds like church choir, like Sunday morning type stuff.
What's freaking me out is that it's getting louder. There, please arm yourself.
I think I stuck.
Step bro.
This is not the time.
Step Pharaoh.
You got yours?
Yeah. Switch.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm genuinely not trying to freak out right now. We are up in the Appalachian Mountains. We're miles away from civilization, and we are hearing what sounds like singing or music or something in that direction. Listen.
Bro, I don't know.
Bro, my eyes are like watering right now.
Oh my god.
I must mind you, cabin is, you say where it's from, right?
Yeah.
Apart from that, there's nothing around us.
Right.
Nothing, no one. Just to get to the gas station took a 25-minute drive. Do Pharaoh people use radios?
45:15. That's when it happened. A human-like whistle cuts through the air, followed by the sound of a woman crying in the brush. Yasko realizes the mountain is mimicking human sorrow to lure them into the dark.
One.
That was a whistle. Chandler, that was a whistle.
Board is imbued with spirits.
What? Board is imbued with spirits.
What board?
I don't know.
Bro, that was a whistle. That was a whistle.
Yes. Like loud. I couldn't even tell where it came from though.
Would it be stupid to whistle back?
It was just like the sky.
It's echo. Everything echoes.
Yeah, whistle back.
I can't.
What do you mean?
I don't know how to whistle.
I'm so sorry.
Okay, whatever, dude.
You want me to teach you?
No, it's fine. Wait, don't move for a sec. Stay right there. Just make sure, like, none of us are moving right now.
Right. I don't like that we can't see around that corner.
This is gonna sound crazy. Chandler, I think I heard crying. Like someone sobbing.
Like a woman or like a man?
It sounded like a woman. It was like for a few seconds, but I don't. Do you hear what I mean? I don't know if my mics are picking that up. It genuinely sounds like there's crying coming from down the trail.
Does it sound like it's down there? I can't tell where it's coming from right now. Oh, what if it's Deborah? We got Deborah back there. What the fuck is that? It sounds like a siren. What is happening?
Chandler, what is going on here? Okay. I'm actually scared to go forward. And we got these two ginormous...
42:40. They retreat to the cabin, but the structure offers no protection. A violent pound hits the elevated window high above where any person could reach. Suddenly, a massive thud shakes the front door, vibrating through the floorboards beneath their feet.
Hello, is there anyone out there? Whoa! It's like something just hit the window. Okay. That's Chandler's static camera, that red light. Chandler's so far, I can't even see him. Okay, hold on, I have an idea. One thing that I brought along that I've never used before is this thermal camera. So we're going to try this out right now. At the same time, I'm going to run one of my spear boxes. This is crazy. That was so loud. Okay. So this is on spirits if you want to continue communicating with me. I want to go see what the hell's out there. So as you can see... Take my flashlight as well, just in case, guys. Listen, I want to be safe. And in a place like this, can you really blame me? Okay.
Not likely.
Spirits, can you show yourself? Now guys, I want you to understand, thermal cameras are very shitty. It's really hard to get a good one unless you spend like 10 grand. However, at the very least, I just want to use this to see.
Creek.
Creek? Oh my God. I'm going by the creek because that's where I heard all the noises. Bro, there's whatever hit the fucking window must have been tall.
I'm standing on the pavement.
The night ends in a blur of static and shadow figures. A blood-curdling scream erupts from the trail as their cameras begin to fail. They realize they are being hunted by the Watchers, and the mountains are not letting them go.
I wonder if we could catch anything on that camera before it died. I hear something. Hey, Jan. Jan. I'm gonna leave this open. I'm just gonna go check down the trail real quick. I'll just be right back. Okay. Oh, what am I hearing? Why is this dying? Alright, Chandler. Hello? Is anyone out there? What the? What? What is that? Chandler! Chandler!
YouTuber Omar from Paranormal Discovery returns solo to a haunted forest in Nova Scotia. He pitches his tent in the exact spot where his team was previously forced to flee after a spiritual attack.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another haunted campout. I did something stupid today. I'm gonna admit it right here and now. Just right out of the get-go, I did something really stupid. I actually pulled up to the exact spot where I took Chels, set up this big bell canvas tent, literally right here. This was the night where actually Kia got freaked out and Chels got freaked out and something like mentally and spiritually got to Chels and we actually had to leave and pack up. I'll show you guys in a moment. You guys will be familiar with this spot. However, I did something stupid. I thought about something today about midday before I actually started getting Kia out for an adventure. So we've been going, first off, since like 1:30 today. And Kia and I have just been non-stop, just going everywhere. Like I said, I'm on a fitness journey with her. Kia and I are alone today. Chelsea's actually back working her other jobs. So we just spent the weekend at her parents, my in-laws. So now that we're back, she actually has some responsibility with her other job, so she can't join us today.
While scouting the area, Omar finds a disturbing sign of human presence. An abandoned cat litter box and household trash sit in a dugout area deep in the woods. It feels less like a campsite and more like a predator's den.
Hell? Cat litter? Yo, someone was living out here with their cat? Seriously though, what is this? The hell? It's cat box filler. Okay, please tell me nobody was living out here with their cat. Like the litter box is right here still. This is weird. Okay. There's even another one right there. Shouldn't actually touch this, but yeah, it's like in the ground. Weird. Okay. I don't know, I just saw a bunch of stuff. I had to come and see what it is. This kind of looks... Hold on. I'm going to turn around for a sec. Kind of looks like someone had a tent or a cabin or something right there. There's kind of a weird, like, dugout area. I don't know. See what I mean? It's, like, weird. I don't know what's... like what used to be out here. I don't know what lives here currently. I have like so many questions. I hear a bunch of ducks or like geese or something. Yep, definitely not walking through that. Screw that. I don't know, I get the vibe that something like lives right in there. Like legit right over there. Okay, I'm gonna go back to my table. I'm getting hungry. I'm actually starving. I feel like I haven't even ate since like, actually I think 11:30 today. So I'm gonna go make some food, pop open the food box there. I do have noodles today, so I'm gonna pop open the box, get the electric box out, the electric cooker, do all that stuff because we do have, I think,
32:45, 34:45. The air turns cold as night falls, and a heavy energy begins to press against the tent. Suddenly, the sound of rhythmic, mammal-like breathing emerges from the pitch black. Omar sits paralyzed, listening to something lurking just inches away.
I do have a camera rolling on the side of the tent. Holy shit. Dude, I just sat down. I literally just sat down. Hello? There's another breath out there. I literally heard a breath. Okay. I'm just gonna... What the hell?
That's when it happened. A violent, physical thump shakes the tent wall, followed by his necrometer gear activating by itself in his pocket. The device begins shouting commands while Omar's body begins to shake with unscripted fear.
That scared the f*** out of me. I don't know how this happened, but necrometer came on by itself in my pocket. Like, I promise you on my life. Okay. I've never been this shaky. Like, my insides feel shaky. Alright, I gotta go take a look at this. It's like... Seriously.
But it wasn't a person. At exactly midnight, a massive, vocal whoop tears through the silence of the trees. A sharp whistle answers from the darkness, signaling that the watchers of the forest are closing in.
No birds, no nothing now. Gone. This is weird now. There's no birds, no nothing. Like, what the shit? Whoa. That was a whoop. I heard that. It's coming from deeper in. Nothing now. That was definitely a whoop from like in here somewhere.
The hostile atmosphere becomes suffocating, making Omar feel like he is being hunted. He makes the executive decision to abandon his camp immediately. He flees the mountains, leaving the heavy energy behind.
So genuinely, I'm like freaked out. I don't want it to get to a point where I'm like freaking out so bad where I'm scaring myself to death. I just genuinely like do not want it to consume me. And I'm just gonna play it safe tonight. Just gonna play it safe tonight. Okay, that Dementor energy is now here.
YouTuber Luke from the channel Dead Appalachia arrives at the vine-choked ruins of Corpsewood Manor on March 7, 2026. He is here to investigate the 1982 site where a Satanist couple was brutally murdered. The air in the North Georgia mountains is unseasonably still.
Critters, we are here. This is the little trail you guys start going down to get to the Corpsewood Manor. We are here in the very dead looking woods and mountains of northern Georgia. I guess this is why they call it the stick season. It may not be much to look at, but it makes for a spooky atmosphere, so we got that going for me. The sun's about to go down. I want to see if I can set up my camp before the sun goes down. Maybe I will, maybe I won't, but all right, I love you. If I die, don't come back for me.
He decides to spend the night sleeping on a pile of cold bricks within the ruins. As the full moon rises, he scans the tree line with a thermal camera.
All right, yeah, this is gonna be home for the night. I got a nice little fire pit. I'm gonna make a fire later once we get done with the initial investigation in the main area. We got a nice little very comfy bed of bricks. My poor back. I'm gonna wake up stiff as a board, dude, stiff as a dead granny. You know, these woods, God, they're so creepy at night. Even during the day they're creepy, but they're even creepier at night. This is why I like outdoor paranormal investigation. I feel like it's a lot creepier than, you know, just being in a haunted room. All right, let me do a scan with the thermal camera. I want to make sure there's no, like, large animals around me that are going to be making noise. If there are, I want to know where they are. I don't want to be surprised by nothing.
That's when it happened. While Luke is pleading for a sign from the murdered lovers, a violent thud echoes through the hollow stone.
Hear that? Was that you, Odom and Scudder? Oh, Lord. I'm out here literally chasing ghosts. You know, let me get this just in case this bullshit happens again. Now, my question is, what could have made that sound? Now, there have been squirrels and mice and shit running all around these woods since I got here. What I think happened, I think one of them may have been up here. Maybe they dropped down onto the stone, or they knocked something off into the stone. I don't think that was anything paranormal, but maybe it was. Who knows? Maybe it was. Let's get back in here and continue. Was that you fellers?
But it wasn't the humans who answered. Luke switches to night vision and calls out for any inhuman entities residing in the forest.
It's as good a place as any. And as I do this part of the investigation, it's going to be completely dark. I'm going to turn off all the lights except for the night vision camera. You know, let it get real spooky. All right, let's do it. Is Joseph Scudder, is Dr. Scudder, or Joseph Odom, or something darker and more evil here with me today? Make your presence known. I'm tired of dicking about out here. I want to know exactly who it is that I'm talking to. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Twice I think this thing just said that it was a demon. All right, let's assume that you are a demon. Do you have a name? Or are you just demon? Are you Baphomet, the demon prince, that these people depicted on their stained glass windows? Well, we got some interesting stimuli and data. I'm almost certain I heard it say demon 2 or 3 times when I asked.
Luke surrenders to the exhaustion and the dark energy of the site. He realizes the manor is a true corpse, decaying into the earth along with the forces that claimed it.
By Scudder or Odom. I'm still not even convinced in the existence of spirits in general, but I do believe in demons. And although when I was trying to ask questions from the couple, from the humans, I got diddly. I got no responses, no answers, no nothing. But when I started trying to talk to a demon, I immediately got response, including the word demon at least 3 times on the spirit box. And there is that weird noise I heard. I don't even know if that was I still don't know if that was an animal or if it was the demon, but whatever is there, if something is there, it definitely ain't human. But hey, that's just what I think. You can come to your own conclusions. Like I said, I'm not very real experienced in this ghost hunting stuff. I'm more of a cryptid hunter. Speaking of which, if you want to see a hillbilly search abandoned ghost towns in the dark hollers of Appalachia, hunting for monsters, critters, and ghosts,
YouTuber Gavin from Groovy Gavin enters the Appalachian Mountains, a region where over 300 people have vanished under impossible circumstances. He is here to investigate the 1969 disappearance of Dennis Martin and the 1976 case of Trenny Gibson.
Right now I'm in the Appalachian Mountains, and for some reason over 300 people have gone missing here. But the stories of how they go missing are what's really strange. And where it gets even weirder is the theories on why so many people go missing.
Have you ever heard about the feral people in the Appalachian Mountains?
Which, if you didn't know, are said to have skinwalkers.
Or cave systems that perfectly line up with where people go missing. I want to figure out why so many people go missing here of all places, and the best place to start is by going over some of the most significant missing cases. So before we get into some of the theories on why so many people go missing, we're going to go over some of the more famous missing cases. The first one we're starting with is the case of Dennis Martin.
On June 14, 1969, Dennis Martin disappeared off the face of the earth.
Search area has expanded as the days stretch into a full week since the youngster was reported missing.
How could you have so many people looking for a lost boy and not be able to find him? I don't expect we'll ever really know exactly what happened to Dennis.
Gavin reaches Spence Field, the exact spot where young Dennis was playing hide and seek. The boy hid behind a single bush to surprise his family but never stepped out again despite a massive military search.
And it took them over a day because they camped in other spots, but they eventually get here. This area is called Spence Field. It was a big group. It was a family. There were a bunch of kids, the aunts and uncles, lots of people. What had happened was the kids were, I guess, all together in this area, Spence Field. The kids want to, like, I guess, hide and then surprise the parents to pop out and, I guess, like, scare the parents. Dennis specifically, he hides, it just says behind a bush. So, I mean, I could have been anywhere over here. And so this happens at 4:30 p.m. Basically 4 p.m. right now. So about this time, super bright. The parents come at 4:30. All the kids jump out and scare them. Then, like, immediately, I guess, they notice that Dennis is not there. Last people to see Dennis were Bill and Clyde, which was the father and grandfather. He was last with them and then last seen splitting off from them to go hide. That's the last time he was seen. The grandfather, Clyde Martin, he goes and hikes 9 miles to the nearest park ranger. While the rest of them are searching, they search all the trails around here. Over the next few days, few weeks, this turns into the biggest search of this park's history.
Military special forces, rescue squads, to thousands of volunteers. More than 1,400 people a day saturated the area.
They amassed a whole lot of people, hundreds and hundreds of people. The U.S. Army with big Chinook helicopters.
They cover the search of a 56-mile radius of this spot. That is so much. And that's the general information on the Dennis Martin missing case. But where it gets really strange is when we start to get into the theories of what actually happened, which starts with the most popular theory of a strange old man. Almost nobody sees anything weird, and definitely nobody sees Dennis. There's no sighting of Dennis. The only thing that's weird is the Key family. This is a different family. That's
when it happened. A nearby family heard a sickening scream echoing through the timber. They spotted a shaggy, feral-looking man sprinting through the heavy brush carrying a red bundle, the same color as the missing boy's shirt.
Hear a really weird scream. They described it like word for word, bar for bar. They said sickening scream. And then they see what they think at first is a bear. And then they realize it's like a really, what's another word for disheveled? Like a really ratchet. They see a really ratchet old man. They notice that he's trying like not to be seen. He's like hiding from people. This is honestly where the feral people theory as a whole gets brought up for just missing people in the Appalachian Mountains, is this one man they saw. They never were able to really look into him. One, I don't think they found him, and two, I just think they didn't think it lined up quite well enough with the time and distance away from here. Like, if we saw like some old raggedy man like trying not to be seen walking through the forest and you hear like some scream, I'd be like, what the fuck, bruh? There's one more key detail that they see with the old man that is really freaky. They see him carrying something red, like cloth, clothing, something, and Dennis was wearing a red shirt. Before we go to the exact spot where the Key family saw this strange old man, there's a few more little details that are important. The afternoon Dennis disappears, a really bad storm hits.
But the rain not only washed away clues, it made it hard to hear anything.
And so this washes away like any evidence they would potentially have, like tracks. I mean, I think even for dogs, like it would mess up with the scents, like tracking him down by scent. Even after the insanely massive search with professionals, with 1,400 people, nothing was ever found. No clothing, not even a shoe, not a sock, literally nothing was ever found of his. The only like thing that could have possibly been his was what the old guy was carrying. To step away from the
mystery shifts to the trail where Trenny Gibson vanished. In broad daylight, she turned a corner between two groups of her classmates and evaporated without a single sound or struggle.
What is it then, wise guy? So this is about the area where Trenny Gibson went missing. This is literally known as one of the weirdest and most confusing disappearance cases in the Appalachian Mountains, because it just happened so sudden with like just absolutely nothing, no evidence, nothing. It was October 8th, 1976. They came here for their high school field trip. She was with 38 other students, a bunch of adults, and she was seen multiple times. She was bouncing around from different groups. There were lots of people that witnessed her and were with her at like really near the time where she disappeared. Some students said she was walking a little bit in front of them. Some said she was walking a little bit behind. But basically they said she went around a bend and then just she was gone. Like the people in front, the group in front didn't see her. The group behind didn't see her. no sounds were made, and then when they noticed she was gone and there were absolutely no clues, like they told the park rangers and they started a huge search like immediately. They had helicopters looking, they had tracking dogs looking, and this search lasted for weeks. That's what makes it so crazy. This is one of the quickest times where they started a search right after. But like I feel like you would hear someone with a group, right?
I mean, if they're that far ahead and that far behind, they could have just thought it was something in the forest. You guys see anything suspicious?
Nope, not yet.
All right, let us know.
So her family, they don't think it was a random person that abducted her. They think it was someone in the group. Maybe someone like pushed her or like did something to her. I don't know, yeah, because it wouldn't be possible that someone in the group kidnapped her.
Yeah.
So I think they must be talking about like either hurt her or like pushed her down. 50 years later, there's still been nothing. It's marked as an unresolved official missing case. That's the basic story with the Trini Gibson case. It's pretty different than the Dennis Martin missing case and comes with some very different and honestly kind of strange theories. Some people do think because of this area gets really foggy and stuff, like we saw the smoke.
But the real horror might be beneath the surface. Gavin explores a massive, jagged cave system to test the theory of predatory feral humans. 30 minutes. Into the darkness, the atmosphere becomes suffocatingly heavy.
Hear you. Okay, I'm starting to believe the theories 10 times more. Like, look at areas like this. Okay, we gotta be close, bro. Oh, this is crazy. We're so high up. Holy shit.
What?
Be just really careful. It's like a cliff in front of us. Yeah, I'm like realizing if something happened right now, we're like actually done for. Because not only are we like 30 minutes deep into a massive cave, the cave is kind of in the middle of nowhere. Like a really small town, a little outside of a small town. Oh shit! Bro, this is getting serious, dude. There's a rope right here to climb down. Oh, there we go. That's cool. Sometimes where the light is the darkest, and the deepest, darkest caves is where you find the most beautiful things with your homie. And then you two start making out. Ah! Well, this is kind of the end of the cave. If we were gonna see something crazy, probably would be over here. Okay, I'm gonna completely cross off the drug thing. I've been trying to think how that would make sense this whole time, and it just doesn't at all, like no part of it. The trafficking thing genuinely makes so much sense. Like it's literally like you said, like if like a group of kids came down here, which like, who wouldn't? Like if when I was younger, this is some shit I would definitely go to. Something happens this deep in, we're like 30 minutes plus deep, like you're done for, you're cooked. Like there is no one that's gonna hear you. And this is one of the like more known caves. Like I'm thinking about like lesser known ones, like you're cooked. I think that's definitely a possibility for some of the disappearances. Probably not all of them. I think also people could just...
Gavin retreats from the hollows, realizing the mountains are a mix of jagged earth and something truly predatory. He leaves the woods behind as the shadows begin to stretch.
That explore caves and maybe there's trafficking that takes place. But I don't think it's the reason for the cases we went over, and I don't think it's the reason for a lot of the missing cases. Off camera, I talked to someone who claimed to see feral people. I kind of just do believe in feral people. I do think there's some wild people out there, but do they eat people? Do they attack people? I don't even know about that. The Dennis Martin case really seems to lean that way. But once again, that can't possibly be responsible for all of them. I think it's just a mix of a lot of weird things in a very weird area. There's a lot of paranormal theories too, of creatures and ghosts, but there's never gonna be a way to really prove those. But guys, super quick.
Remember that time all those people raided Area 51?
Well, we're doing that again.
But we're actually going to get answers.
We're getting answers! But how are we gonna make sure that we actually get answers? People actually show up to this?
Well, 115,000 people in my community already signed up to see this happen. At this point, all we need is numbers. We need you guys to come out and raid this place with us.